Hello and welcome to Simply Me. This is a Python crash course, and in it, you don't need any prior experience to coding and Python. So, we are going to start from level 0 and then move on to become a basic Python coder. So, we will be able to build some Python games like Hangman, a number guessing game, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and some kind of stuff like this. So first of all, we need to understand what Python is. Python is a language. So the computer's language is binary and the computer understands binary. And when and we code in Python, which is a language we understand. So in there's an interpreter. It translates Python into binary and binary is are the instructions, or you could say the language the computer understands. So for example, there's a person who understands English and there's a person who understands Chinese Mandarin, whatever you could say. So we should take this as the person who speaks Chinese is the computer and the person who speaks English is the code. And in between them is the phone, which is kind of the interpreter. So he speaks in English and he says hello. So the interpreter would translate it into Chinese and he will reply back. He could say in Chinese, hello back, like something like this. So that's what Python is. So in order to write something, we need something to write it on, compile it, and uh, do punctuation on. So in when we write, we use paper, and when we make presentations, we use PowerPoint. So for Python, we use IDEs. Some famous IDEs or popular IDEs are PyCharm, VS Code, or Jupyter Notebook. In this tutorial, we are gonna use PyCharm. If you want to learn more about IDEs, you could head over to YouTube and search what are IDEs in Python. So let's start. We will need to search PyCharm, and then click on the link that shows jetbrains.com. Then click the download button and then scroll down because we don't want the paid version that's professional. We want the community edition. It is basically the same, but if you are an advanced coder, you just need the professional one. So we will download it, and I've already downloaded. So after you download it, you click over here, open it up. Wait a second, it is being installed. Yes, I allowed to make changes. So click next, and that's important. So create a desktop shortcut. It's optional, but I prefer to create. Update context menu, you have to take that. Create association pie, you have to take that. Add bin folder. It's optional, and in this tutorial, I'm not gonna add it because we need to restart the computer to add the bin folder to path. So click next and install. It's gonna take a while, so I will head back to you in a minute. Okay, uh, my installation finished, and just click finish. Okay, and then we need to install Python. Like you need to install a language. We are gonna head over to python.org or just simply write Python and click enter, and then click on downloads, and the latest version that is available in 2024 is 3.13.1. So download the latest version you have, and then it's gonna take a while to be downloaded. so mine has been downloaded, and I will open it up and do the same as we did the Python. Okay, one thing's very important. You need to add python.exe to path. Like we added paths in PyCharm. We need to also do that in Python. Add python.exe the path. And customized installation is optional, but I prefer doing it. Just look at it, but my settings are already, done. So let's go. Next, in advanced options. Okay. Install Python and 3.13 for all user download debugging and install. It's all optional to do advanced options, but I prefer them. So let's do. It's gonna take a while, so I will pause it. So, okay, the setup is process successful, and now close it. Okay, now minimize the screen, and now click on PyCharm. Double click. It's gonna take a while to open, so we'll have to wait for a minute. So full screen in, and now click new project. New project. So just make sure that is in pure Python. Okay, and now it should be on project VANV. C user Python project 2, and that's all good. Also, see that there is Python there. Like I've installed 3.13 and add it into the Python version tab. Okay, now click create, and now we have. And now that space we are gonna code. So like that, click on this and right click on VNV. Right click and now click on new and now Python file. Okay. No, whatever you want to name the file, just type it in. I could say like my first time coding, whatever. It is essential at .py. .py means it is a Python file. Like this .pdf and everything. Now click enter and my first time coding file. Okay, I would like to minimize it. It is completely optional. Minimize it again. It will give you a broader screen. So let's start. First, I'm going to show you how you print something on the screen. So type small case print parenthesis and double quotes. Then double or single quotes, it's optional, but I will prefer double quotes here. Okay. Now whatever we type in here, it's going to be output on the screen. Like we type the traditional hello world, and now click on this run button. Okay, run my first time coding. There's also a shortcut shift plus F10. Okay, run it. And now we say hello world. Okay, we don't see any of the print parentheses quotes because it only prints out the thing that is written in between the quotes and parentheses. Okay, hello world. Now, for example, if you forgot to, a small case the P and you type instead P, capital P, will give you error, name error. Name error is like if you just use a capital case instead of lowercase. Like, did you mean print? It's giving an option that is like AI in it. So yeah, I meant print. Okay, change it back to small case, and that's same. If you just forget parentheses, now watch. It will give you a syntax error. Syntax is just like punctuation. Like in English, when we write a sentence, we have to put a full stop, and we start a sentence, we have to use a capital letter. So it's just a synonym to word punctuation. It is syntax error. It is saying parenthesis was never closed. It was never closed. So we just add it back and go same for the codes. If you just forget one code, it's gonna give you a syntax. No, you all make mistakes. Humans make mistakes. I still make mistakes. So it's a part of coding. Okay, for example, if we just type double quotes here, and if you type single quotes here, it's also going to give you an error. Look, the syntax error again. Okay. So if you use single quotes at the end, you also have to use single quotes at the beginning. And if you use double quotes at the beginning, you have to use double quotes at the end. So it is a perfect piece of code here. Hello world. Okay. Now here's a challenge for you. Okay. Now I type something like I like pizza and he likes bananas. So what do you think the output would be? There's a very simple one, and I know most of you would have guessed it would be I like bananas and I like pizza and he likes bananas. Okay. Now, for example, you wanna type something like you are a fool. Okay. And you just add up an apostrophe. It's gonna show an error because it doesn't know where you're ending the line. You added apostrophe here and then here. It means that you just ended it on you. So in this case, you're gonna use double quotes. You are a fool. Okay. Now let's run it. And here we go. You are a fool. And for example, you wanna add a quote. You're gonna use single and then double. Okay. And you can add something like an eye for an eye blinds the whole world. And look, let's look at that. An eye for an eye blinds the whole world. It is shown in the double quotes. Okay. So remember, if you're using single quotes, you want to write, you want to use an apostrophe, you have to change it to double quotes. Okay, and imagine if you want to print a number. Okay, you want to print a number, like you want to print 1 or 2. So what do you think will happen? What will be printed? And you should have guessed right. It will print just 2. You could also do something like that. 2 is my favorite number, and it will print the number and the letters. Look, 2 is my favorite number. Okay. Now we just move on to the second topic. It's called data types. Like we have got like types like integers, numbers, and numbers for decimals. So in Python there are 4 basic data types. Strings, booleans, integers, and floating point numbers, or you can say floats for short. Floating point numbers. Okay. So strings are things in two quotes or single quotes. Like this will be string. Hello. String. It is in double quotes. Booleans are values like true or false. And remember, false starts with capital F and true starts with capital T. Note that Python is a very case sensitive language. So if you just type F A L S E with the lowercase f, you're not gonna get the same result and it's gonna show an error. False or true. And integers are whole numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 56, whatever. Floating point numbers are numbers with decimals like 0.009, 2.45, 0.9, whatever. Okay. So I would like you to show. I will give you a challenge. Okay. If I this out low, what is the data type? I hope you guessed right, and it is a string. I will show how you can get a data type also. Right, type and include in parenthesis class string. STR stands for string, and by the way, I should also show you the short form. Sure means string, and bool means booleans, and integers mean int, and floating point numbers are floats. Okay. So if you don't believe me, you just see what I'm typing. Okay. Now here's a challenge for you. If I type in 3, what do you think will be the data type? So let's run it. And go. Class string. Now you see it is in brackets. Okay. In quotes. Okay. So whatever there's in quote, it is always going to be a string. If I just did not use quotes, I just 3, it would show class integer. Okay, integer. If I added 3.15, okay, it's gonna be a float. Now imagine if I added false. Where do you think it's gonna be data type? Error. False. At the beginning, I told you false has to start with capital F, and true also has to start with capital F. So it will be a boolean. Bool. Okay. So it will be also same for true. It has to start with the capital T. It's a boolean. Okay. So now let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is gonna be variables. Okay. A variable is a variable is a container, you can say. Variables are containers that store data. Okay. All 4 base data types we just learned. Okay. And we can literally use that variable. And for example, in math we just learn x equals to, let's say x equals to y, and x equals to 3, x equals to 3, y equals to minus 4, whatsoever. It could also be equal to be like equals. And for example, I have an example. Name equals John. Okay, John. Name equals John. Could be in single quotes or double quotes. I just used single quotes. Could also store a decimal. You can just use any name for the variable. Decimal equals 3.14 whatsoever. And last of all, boolean. You could say that in small case true. We just use a one it would show an error. You can't use functions and data types names like if true equals true. Okay. Sorry, it should be in capital case. So that's what variables are used for. Okay. So now I will show you how to print out variables. Okay. I'll just delete y equals -4 and things like that. But now to print the value of a variable, you have to write print parenthesis and just type in the variable with no quotes. Again, with no quotes. Now in this case, I just want to print the name out. I will print name. Okay. Look at John. I could also print X. And you should guess. Okay. Here's a challenge. What do you think will happen if I print true? Now let's just get true because that's a value inside of it. And if we just print decimal, we get 3.14. Okay. Now, there's a if you wanted to print hello name is like, for example, in this case it's John. We will do something like this. We will write F and add double quotes. You can't use single quotes in this technique. Okay. F double quotes and then type hello and in brackets like these write the variable name, hello name. Now it will print out hello John. When we put the the variable, we have to put it in brackets like these. Okay, these, and we have to write F and 2 sets of double quotes, hello John. If we change the value to Mary, it will be hello Mary. So we could also add 2 variables. Hello Mary, your height is decimal meters and 3.514 meters. Pretty tall. Hello Mary, your height is 3.14 meters. Like this, you could add as many variables you want. Okay, but remember they have to be in these kind of brackets only. Okay, and now let's move on to the next thing we have to learn. It is input. For example, you're making a website and you have to ask someone his name. You just can't say everyone's Mary or John. Okay, so we'll do something like this. I will blank out this code. Delete it. Okay. Now we are gonna write name input. Input means it's going to be, we'll get from the user. Input just basically means that, literally. And a set of parentheses, single or double quotes. I will use double quotes. I just rather prefer them. Okay. I'm gonna ask what is your name? Okay, name and a question mark. Now just what's your name? My name is John, and process finished because we didn't ask anything. Okay, in this case we just want to print out the print F double quotes hello name. The name could be anyone like Mary, John, anything. My name is Susan, and it's gonna say hello Susan. So the name variable now stores the input. So the input's gonna be the name. It's gonna print hello, whatsoever is your name. And you should be wondering why I use a space. Okay, now I'll show you if we don't use that space. Now I will click run your name. Now this kind of giving an unsatisfactory look. Just align with the name, like I type Susan. It's okay. And I could also do another thing. If we just want to ask the user for the input on the next line, we say backslash n. Now see. Now when we use it's gonna print out on new line. Okay, new line. My name is John. Enter. Hello, John. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy it. And now I think we should move on to the next topic. The next topic is pretty interesting. It's gonna be typecasting. First of all, I need to show what errors we could encounter. Like in this case, you will not be able to see them, but they're pretty useful. Now, for example, if we ask someone for input, age equals input, what is your age? Backslash. Okay. Now, as we get the age, it's gonna be string because that's how it is in default. So now to typecast it, we're gonna need to be it in a boolean that is a decimal. No, sorry, a float that is a decimal, or you could say an integer. So in this case, we are gonna stick with integers. Gonna type int. That is short for integer, and you can just type integer because that's not what Python supports. Is integer. Okay, for now you just see I wrote this thing. Print type of age. Okay, and type of age is, wait a second, slash integer. Now if I remove it, I'll show what will happen. Sorry, what second, print type pages and yeah. So my age is 12. Class string. So in Python, we sometimes need to change it. You'll see later on why do we need to change it, but just remember it. And we could also change a float, and for float it is float. Simple keywords float. And for a boolean, which you are not gonna use just now, is bool, and to make it a string that we need pretty often is going to be str. Okay, str. Simple. And I don't know. Whenever we use functions, these are called functions like string input, and some others that we're gonna use later on. We need to use brackets. Like this. You know, I use brackets. Input. I use bracket for str. Input string. Other bracket because there's the input function. What is your age? So if you just use no bracket, you're gonna get an error. Okay. For string, if you don't use an bracket, it is not gonna perceive it as a function. Cause to perceive it as a function, you have to get some parentheses. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and now let's move on. By the way, we are going to do an exercise, okay? In this uh, exercise, you're gonna make a patient report. Like, you will ask its name, his age, his height, and is he sick in true or false. So you need to use name in string, age in integer, and height in a float, and is sick in true or false, that is boolean. And remember to name each variable separately, and then print a line like hello John, whatever is the name. And remember, it's gonna be an input, you have to typecast it, hello whatsoever, and what's the name, your height is blah 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 blah, and you're sick blah blah blah. Okay, another one. If you want to use any variable like is sick, okay, you just can't use a space, okay? In Python, that's it by default. You have to use it underscore. Is sick, okay? Equals if it's switch. And when ever you use the variable, you also have to use underscore, okay? So head over to your PC or laptop, whatever you're using, and do the challenge. So I hope you're done then, or if you haven't done it, don't mind. I'm gonna walk you through. So first I will ask the name. Name equals stir. Basically it's just for your understanding. We just don't even need to use a typecasting for this, but for understanding, I said you need to use it. Sure, input, parentheses, and some double quotes. What is your name? And for the sake of a new line, backslash n. Okay, to make it faster, I'm just gonna type really fast now. Go to integer, input, so now for the interesting part. Now let's see, is underscore sick. You'll sick, sorry. We'll set this to, you could say, false true. I'm gonna set this to false. Yeah, it's false. So let's print all this now. Print f string, some double quotes, and your name is brackets name, and for the sake of punctuation and comma, your age is age, your height is height, and the units meters. So just add meters, and no comma sign, none. You are sick Interesting. That is gonna be false. So now let's see what is the output. What's your name? My name is Luca. Your age 23. Centimeters 1.9. Your name is Luca. Your age is 23. Your height is 1.91 meters and your sick is false. I just forgot a space. And by the way, you could also ask for Boolean. So now let's show you how you can ask. Bool input or you it answer in true or false. Okay. Let's run it. My Luca, my age is 25, is 1.91 meters. Are you sick? Answer in true or false. Yeah, I am sick, you can say this time. John is Luca, your 25, your height is 1.9 meters and you're sick, true. Now for the sake of curiosity, if I just type in something like, wait a second, like in lowercase, it's gonna conceive it as true. And now next thing, I am age. My name is age. My name is height is 56. Wait, I say my name is. See, it's an value error. A value error comes when each ask input an integer and it is returned in a string or whatsoever. It's gonna get a value error. So when we come across if statements, while loops, and some advanced things, we're gonna learn how to fix these little errors. Okay. So for now, you just need to learn this. Okay. If you didn't go through the exercise yourself, I think you should give a shot and attempt it. And if you can't, you should rewatch the video, I think. Yeah. So this tutorial was just to give you a basic understanding of Python. So for your understanding, I made this tutorial into different videos. It's this one is introduction. Okay, it's just introduction. So bye for now. The next time